The Last Three Players Part 1. I time traveled back to the moment we chose our powers, 7 days before the zombie apocalypse began. The first thing I felt was pain, not physical pain, regret. The kind that crushed your chest and made it hard to breathe. My eyes snapped open. Bright white light surrounded me. A massive digital countdown floated in the sky. 0:29 and 58 seconds. I froze. No way. My heart started racing. I knew this place. I knew this exact moment. Around me stood thousands of people inside an enormous white hall. Everyone looked confused. Everyone looked scared. And beside me stood my two best friends, Maya and Chloe. For a second I couldn't move. I just stared at them. Alive, human, not frozen in time, not infected. Alive. Mia, Maya asked. Why are you staring at us like that? I almost cried. Because the last time I had seen Maya, half her body had already transformed into a zombie. And Chloe? The last time I saw Chloe, she was trapped between seconds, frozen forever after exhausting her time travel ability. I grabbed both of them. What the? Maya yelped. We don't have much time, I said. Both girls looked confused, then I looked upward. The giant countdown continued ticking. 29 minutes. The game was about to begin. Exactly like before, except this time I remembered everything. Every mistake, every death, every betrayal, and I wasn't going to let history repeat itself. 7 days earlier, a message had appeared on every screen on Earth. Phones, computers, televisions, billboards, even digital watches. One sentence appeared everywhere. Welcome to the survival game. At first everyone thought it was a prank. Then the second message arrived. In 7 days the zombie apocalypse will begin. Panic spread across the world. Governments denied it. Scientists dismissed it. News channels argued endlessly. Then strange portals began appearing around the planet. That was when people realized something impossible was happening. On the 7th day, everyone was teleported into the White Hall. And now I was back before everything went wrong. Mia, Chloe said, what's happening? I took a deep breath. I'm about to say something that sounds insane. Good start, Maya muttered. I've already lived through this. Silence. They stared at me. What? I mean it. I quickly explained. The powers, the zombies, the months of survival, the betrayal. Everything. At first they didn't believe me. Then I started predicting things, the announcements, the countdown, the choices, every detail. Slowly their expressions changed. Fear replaced disbelief. Because everything I said happened exactly when I said it would. Then the sky spoke. The same voice I remembered. Cold, emotionless, godlike, welcome players. The crowd immediately fell silent. You have 30 minutes to choose a primary ability. Large glowing doors appeared around the hall. Each door represented a different power. People rushed forward instantly, exactly like before. Listen carefully, I said. We only get one chance? Last time we planned this, Chloe said quietly. I nodded. We did. The original plan had actually been brilliant. Maya had chosen strength. I had chosen storage. Chloe had chosen time travel. Together we covered every weakness. Food, combat, second chances. It should have worked. For a while it did, until the game turned everyone against each other. We choose the same powers, I said. Both girls looked surprised. Again, Maya asked. Trust me, why? Because we need to reach the same future. Chloe understood first. If we change too much, we won't discover the truth. She nodded. Maya crossed her arms. Fine, then she grinned. Besides, punching zombies is fun. We spent the next 20 minutes planning. This time our strategy was much better. Storage would become the team's foundation. I could store unlimited supplies. Strength would protect us. Time travel would prevent disasters. We also created emergency rules. Rule 1, never separate. Rule 2, never reveal all our abilities. Rule 3, use time travel only when absolutely necessary. Rule 4. If one person falls, everyone retreats. No heroes, no sacrifices, no risks. It sounded perfect. Unfortunately, the game was smarter than us. The countdown reached 0, the doors opened, players rushed forward. Thousands disappeared through different entrances. We ran too. Maya entered strength. Chloe entered time travel. I entered absolute storage. White light flashed, then everything changed. Ability acquired. The words appeared before my eyes. The familiar feeling returned. An enormous invisible space opened inside my mind. Infinite storage. Anything I touched could be stored instantly. Food, weapons, medicine, vehicles, anything. The ability was ridiculously powerful and incredibly dangerous because everyone eventually became dependent on it exactly like before. The voice returned. The apocalypse will begin in 7 days, survive, then everyone returned to Earth. The next week passed quickly. Just as before, I filled my storage. Food, water, fuel, medicine, tools, seeds, clothing, batteries, generators, everything. Maya trained nonstop. Her strength increased daily. Soon she could lift cars, punch through concrete, run faster than professional athletes. Meanwhile, Chloe practiced time travel. Unlike movies, her power wasn't unlimited. Every jump consumed energy. The farther she traveled, the more power it required. When her energy reached zero, recovery became extremely slow. Last time we hadn't understood that. This time we did, or at least we thought we did. 7 days later, the apocalypse arrived, and the world collapsed. The first zombies appeared at midnight. Within hours, entire cities fell. Governments lost control. Military forces collapsed. Civilization shattered, exactly as I remembered. For months we survived together. And at first things actually went better, because we already knew what was coming. We avoided dangerous areas, collected supplies efficiently, escaped traps, defeated countless zombies. But eventually the game revealed its true purpose. Players weren't supposed to cooperate, they were supposed to compete. And every month new rules appeared, new monsters, new disasters, new reasons to fight each other. By month 3, players were killing players. By month 4, alliances shattered. By month 5, trust no longer existed. And then everything fell apart. Again. It started during a massive zombie migration. Millions of infected moved toward our city. We barely escaped. But Maya pushed herself beyond her limits, protecting us. For days she fought without rest. Her strength ability evolved, then evolved again, then again. Each evolution granted incredible power, but it also damaged her body. Eventually she couldn't stop fighting. Her ability demanded constant use, constant growth, constant battle. When she finally collapsed, zombies surrounded her. We tried to save her. We really did, but there were too many. When we found her again, infection had already begun. Maya, I whispered. Her eyes were full of tears. I'm sorry. Those were her last human words. After that she disappeared into the horde. I never forgot that moment. Never. Then came Chloe, the worst day of my life. Months later, another player ambushed us. One of the strongest survivors left. We couldn't win, so Chloe did the unthinkable. She used time travel repeatedly. Again, again, again. Every jump consumed energy, every correction cost more. She kept rewinding minutes, hours, days, searching for a future where we survived. Eventually her ability broke. She exhausted everything. Her body froze, not dead, not alive. Trapped outside time itself. The game couldn't even recognize her condition. She simply stopped moving forever, leaving me alone. Then the announcement arrived. The one that changed everything. Only one player may survive. The world exploded into chaos. Remaining alliances collapsed instantly. People hunted each other. And then they came for me, because I possessed absolute storage. All the food, all the medicine, all the supplies, everyone depended on me. And they believed killing me would release everything. Including Maya, including Chloe, my friends, or what remained of them. They attacked together, and eventually they succeeded. As darkness consumed me, I remember one final thought. At least it would be over. Then Chloe's emergency time anchor activated. The final piece of power she had secretly prepared, and suddenly I woke up. Back here, back at the beginning, back before any of it happened. Back before we lost everything, and this time, I intended to win together. The moment I finished telling the story of our first timeline, the giant countdown above us flashed red. 0:02 and 17 seconds. My stomach dropped. What does that mean? Maya asked. I looked up. Then my eyes widened. Oh no, what? The timer. Chloe followed my gaze. Her face immediately lost color. The three of us had spent almost the entire selection period talking. In the previous timeline, we had rushed straight to our abilities. This time we had wasted precious minutes discussing the future. The giant hall was almost empty now. Thousands of players had already chosen their powers. Only a handful remained. The countdown continued falling. 0:02 and 4 seconds, 0:02 and 3 seconds, 0:02 and 2 seconds. We have to move, I shouted. The three of us sprinted toward the ability doors, exactly like before. Storage, strength, time travel. The same abilities, the same plan, the same future, or at least that was supposed to happen. Then everything went wrong. Again, halfway across the hall the ground shook. A new announcement echoed through the chamber. Warning, special event detected. Everyone stopped moving. What now? Maya asked. The voice continued. A player has successfully returned from a future timeline. My heart nearly stopped. It knew, the game knew. Thousands of glowing symbols appeared across the ceiling. Then another message appeared, timeline integrity compromised. I didn't like the sound of that, not one bit. The countdown reached 30 seconds. Players began panicking. Some ran randomly toward doors, others screamed. The hall became chaos. Forget everything, I yelled, just get your powers. We rushed forward. The door to time travel was closest. Chloe reached it first. White light swallowed her. Gone, next was storage. I dove through the entrance. The familiar feeling filled my body. Ability acquired, absolute storage success. Relief washed over me. I had it. I still had it. I immediately turned to find Maya. She was running toward strength, only a few meters away. Then the countdown hit 0. Everything froze. A deafening sound shook the hall. The ability doors shattered. The remaining unchosen powers exploded into floating spheres of light. Maya skidded to a stop. What happened? The voice answered. Selection period ENDED. Unclaimed abilities will now be randomly assigned. A dozen glowing spheres shot across the room. One struck Maya directly. White light erupted around her. When it faded, she stared at her hands. What? The voice spoke again. Ability acquired, wind control silence. Maya blinked, I blinked. Wind control? That's not strength. No kidding. Another sphere shot across the hall. It hit Chloe as she emerged from the time travel portal. A wave of blue light surrounded her. Ability acquired, water control. Chloe stared. I have 2 abilities. My eyes widened. Wait, if Chloe gained water control and Maya gained wind control, then what happened to strength? Another golden sphere suddenly descended from above. Unlike the others, it floated directly toward me. The entire hall went silent. The sphere touched my chest. Warm energy flooded through my body. Then the voice announced, ability acquired, infinite wealth. The words echoed across the hall. Players stared at me. I stared back. Infinite wealth? What kind of ability was that? The game answered immediately. A screen appeared before me. Balance, unlimited. A long string of numbers continued infinitely. My jaw dropped. No way, Maya laughed. You literally became rich. The first thing Chloe said was, that's broken. And she was right. Very broken. A few minutes later we reappeared on Earth. The second timeline had officially begun, and now everything was different. We still had storage, but now I also possessed infinite wealth. Maya had wind control. Chloe had water control. We had accidentally become much stronger than before. The question was how to use those powers. We met inside my apartment and spent the entire evening planning. Unlike before, we now possessed knowledge from the future. We knew zombies would appear. We knew cities would collapse. We knew food shortages would happen. We knew players would eventually kill each other. The challenge wasn't surviving zombies. The challenge was surviving the game. We covered the walls with notes, maps, ideas, possible safe zones, escape routes. Hours passed, then Maya suddenly sat upright. I have an idea. What if we don't stay on land? The room fell silent. Chloe frowned. What do you mean? Maya pointed toward a map of the ocean. Think about it. Most zombies stay on land. I slowly nodded. So why stay where everyone else is? That single question changed everything. The next day we researched nonstop. And the more we investigated, the better the idea became. Zombies couldn't swim effectively. Most players would fight over cities, resources, shelters, weapons. Meanwhile, enormous sections of the ocean would remain almost empty. Then Chloe added another piece. I can control water. She raised a glass from the table. Water floated through the air. Which means we don't need to worry about drinking water. Maya immediately smiled. And I control wind. A small gust swirled around the room. We wouldn't even need fuel. I stared at both of them, then realization struck. We all understood at the same time. A cruise ship, not a small boat. A giant cruise ship, large enough to carry years of supplies, large enough to survive storms, large enough to become a floating fortress. With infinite money, buying one would be easy. The plan was ridiculous and perfect. For the next 4 days we worked nonstop. Infinite money solved every problem, literally every problem. Need supplies, bought. Need equipment, bought. Need transportation, bought. Need permits, bought. Need an entire cruise ship, bought. By the end of the first day we owned a massive luxury vessel. The previous owners didn't even argue. The amount offered was too absurd to refuse. Then came the supplies, food, medicine, tools, clothing, generators, seeds, books, water purifiers, solar equipment, fishing gear, replacement parts, fuel reserves, cooking equipment, medical equipment, everything imaginable. If we thought we might need it, we bought it. Then I stored it. Or rather, I stored even more supplies than we loaded. My storage ability had no limit. The ship became our primary base. My ability became our emergency backup. Together they made us nearly impossible to starve. By the 4th day the cruise ship no longer looked luxurious. It looked insane. Almost every room was filled floor to ceiling with supplies. Entire hallways became storage areas. Large entertainment sections became warehouses. Theaters became food depots. Ballrooms became medical centers. Thousands upon thousands of items filled the vessel. Only a few sections remained untouched. 3 bedrooms, a kitchen, a dining area, a recreation room, and the bridge. Everything else was supplies. Maya stood inside one of the packed corridors. We may have overprepared. There is no such thing, I replied. Fair. 2 days before the apocalypse started, we left port. The timing was intentional. In the previous timeline, panic had begun shortly before the outbreak. This time we wanted distance. Lots of distance. As the city disappeared behind us, silence settled over the deck. The ocean stretched endlessly around us. Blue sky, blue water, no zombies, no screams, no death, just peace. For a brief moment it almost felt like a vacation. Then my watch reached midnight, and the world changed. Again. The first emergency broadcasts appeared immediately, then the internet exploded, then panic, then chaos. Even from hundreds of kilometers away we could watch civilization collapsing. Videos flooded social media. Cities burning, people fleeing, military checkpoints failing, zombie attacks spreading. Within days, entire nations entered emergency lockdown. By the end of the first week, governments were already losing control. But unlike everyone else, we were safe. For now, we spent our days fishing, training, testing our powers, and watching the world unravel from afar. Yet deep inside, I knew the worst wasn't over. Because somewhere out there, millions of players were still competing. And eventually the game would force them into conflict. Just like before, the only question was how long it would take, and whether our new strategy would be enough to escape the fate waiting for every other player. To be continued.